A Reuters review of 6 violent encounters involving federal agents in Minneapolis, Chicago, and Texas found that U.S. President Donald Trump's top immigration officials have repeatedly made statements about those incidents that were later contradicted by evidence. The incidents include the 2 fatal shootings of U.S. citizens in Minneapolis this month. On January 24th, 37-year-old Alex Preddy was shot and killed after being wrestled to the ground while holding a phone, not a gun, in an encounter with U.S. Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis. Here's what U.S. Border Patrol Commander-at-Large Greg Bovino had to say on the day of the incident.
This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
And here's Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
Video of the encounter, verified by Reuters, showed Preddy holding a cell phone and not a gun as he was wrestled to the ground by the agents. Video evidence also showed that an officer removed Preddy's gun from his body shortly before the first shots were fired. Preddy had a legal permit to carry the weapon. In response to a Reuters request for comment on Monday, the Department of Homeland Security said in a statement that Preddy, quote, committed a federal crime while armed as he obstructed an active law enforcement operation and that the situation was evolving. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
As for President Trump, whom I speak for, he has said that he wants to let the investigation continue and let the facts lead in this case.
After 37-year-old Renee Good was fatally shot in her car by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, Trump on Truth Social said she, quote, violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. But videos of the shooting taken from several vantage points, including cell phone video recorded by the officer who shot Good, conflicted with those claims. The videos show Good in her car moving forward, its wheels turned away from Agent Jonathan Ross, who drew his weapon and fired 3 shots. Reuters could not determine whether Ross touched the vehicle or if it struck him.
What do we do? Stand up like that!
In the 4 other recent incidents involving federal agents that were reviewed by Reuters, initial DHS statements about shootings, use of force, or deaths in custody were later undermined by court records, medical examiners, and other evidence, suggesting a broader pattern of Trump officials rushing to defend agents before key facts emerged.